Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and start the regular scheduled board meeting for today, May 12th. It's 5 o'clock. A, opening items. 1, call to order.
Trustees present tonight are Trustee Ciro Calderon, Trustee Romero, Trustee Magallanes, and Trustee Alvarado, with Trustee Lorenzo Calderon Jr. absent. You have a quorum.
Number 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Rodriguez, can you go ahead and lead us in that, please? Thank you for that. Number 3, presentations. A, Student Representative Eric Rivera Chong.
We have Mr. Eric Rivera in attendance. Mr. Rivera, please feel free to unmute your microphone and turn off your camera. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Eric Rivera, and I'm the president of William Moreno Junior High SB. Before spring break, we had an event called the Spring Fling. This activity took place during the last block of the day. Students were outside and were able to pick from several activities. The choices were basketball, an Easter egg hunt, the sponge race, the cookie challenge, and musical chairs. Every activity had prizes for students. All students also had the opportunity to wear a free dress with a blue bracelet they received. With that blue bracelet, they could also get an ice pop from the student store. All students had a good time and enjoyed the activities before they went for spring break. We will have the Aztec Fire talent show with Enrique Camarena in June. This is where we showcase the talents of students at both William Moreno and Enrique Camarena schools. We will start auditions next week, and our talent show will be on June 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to go up to B, Imperial Valley Quarterback Camp.
Okay, can you hear me now? All right, good afternoon, everyone. Administrators, board of directors, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here and present an idea that I, came about in 2019 before the pandemic as a Calexico alumni. My name's Antonio Butch Morales, by the way. I graduated in 1994 from Calexico High School, and I attended Arizona Western College and Eastern Oregon University in La Grande, Oregon. As I came back to the Valley, I moved to San Diego, and I just recently relocated back to Imperial Valley about 7 years ago with the intention of developing a quarterback academy for football. Playing the position is an extremely difficult position, and no one here in the Imperial Valley has that, or it's not available to kids, the youth. And with that idea, I decided to have a football camp in 2019, a quarterback camp specifically to work on that particular trait or skill. And I was thinking maybe 20 would be fine, 30 would be fine. I had 70 kids. And obviously the pandemic came upon and we halted it. And now I'm requesting, the reason why I'm here, I'm requesting to use the facility. Being a Calexico alumni, I want to be able to give back to the community. And I reached out to Mr. Kiki Alvarado with this plan, and so far I've established this in 2019. I've worked out with 25 plus youth kids here in Imperial. I come from Brawley, El Centro, even from Mexicali. And currently I work out with a couple of Calexico High School. They're a varsity quarterback and a freshman quarterback. And this is an idea that benefits the youth, and like I mentioned, this is something that I'm really passionate about. I want to be able to hold kids and help out the community with this particular position because, like I mentioned, it's extremely difficult, and I'm asking and requesting to use the facilities on June the 25th. It's going to be an evening camp from 6 to 9 p.m. And I've already have Mr. Frankie Moreno, which is also an alum from Calexico High School, recently graduated from Greenville University, played football there, was a quarterback, turned to receiver. I'm also going to have receivers participate in it too. So I'm looking at least 50 plus kids, and I'm just requesting for help with the facilities to be able to have this event hopefully soon. That's why I'm here.
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Morales. I went ahead and discussed it a little bit during our agenda review. So if you could just leave your number to Elisa, and they'll go over everything that needs to be done as far as that goes.
Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
B, public comments. Closed session items only. And we have one, well, we have a couple. Abril Galvan.
Good afternoon. My name is Abril Galvan. I was born and raised in Calexico. I'm a proud Calexico resident, alumni, mother of 2 sons attending CUSD schools, and a 5th grade teacher at Kennedy Gardens. As you can imagine, I'm truly invested in our community. Those at the district office that know me know that for years I have stayed within my comfort zone, in my classroom, at my school, with my colleagues, teaching my students and never shutting the door to anyone. That is my happy place, and that is where my students and I thrive. Having said that, I have always thought that I cannot complain and that I cannot move forward to make things better if I do not speak up, recognize my own mistakes, and understand the situation I find myself in. It is only then that progress can begin. It is because of this that I have always spoken up as an advocate for my students and my 2 children. And it is because of this that I speak now and ask you, school board and district administrators, the following. 1, will you speak and answer our questions now that we finally have a tentative agreement? Or will you continue to hide behind your desk, your cell phones, and your lawyers without ever acknowledging those of us that speak before you? 2, will you ever recognize your mistakes in front of our community, in front of our parents, in front of our students, in front of the people who you were elected by or hired to serve? Will you ever acknowledge your mistakes in budgeting, your mishandling of money, your excessive expenditures over the past 5 years, knowing full well that you had teachers working without a fair contract for over half a decade? And 3, do you fully understand the situation that you placed our district in? The disastrous situation you placed our community, our students and teachers in, making it your legacy. I have enjoyed and suffered both the highs and lows of teaching for over 22 years now, but I have never felt so depleted, so disrespected, so frustrated, and so undervalued as I do now. And it is all because of you. Not because of the students, not because of their parents, not even because of the pandemic and everything that it entailed. It's because of you. You, the people that are meant to serve our Calexico community like we do. If you were to know me, if you were to see us do what we love, if only you took the time to show kindness and visit our schools, our classrooms, my classroom, you would see that I deserve what you are offering now and much more. You would see that we all deserve what you are offering now and much, much more. If you only cared enough, please begin to care. Please be the advocate for Calexico students, teachers, and communities that we elected you to be, or that you were hired to be. Recognize your mistakes, fully understand the situation you placed us in, and then and only then will you be able to remedy the chaos you created, so that we can work together and make this district one our children deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Galvan. Number 2, Bob Nelson.
Good afternoon. Bob Nelson, teacher here at Calexico for 22 years. Whoa. Okay. Really, I don't know where to begin. I'll echo what was just stated, because I feel the same way, but I feel so disgusted with this whole offer. You, prior to fact-finding, you threw every frickin' teacher under the bus. You finally try to sweep things up and try to polish things up, make it look good, and come up with your tentative agreement, which I disagree with 100%. Because you're leaving out 17, 18 retirees. You're leaving out 18, 19 retirees. 19, 20. What about their service? They poured their career, their whole life into it. And they get nothing back in return. Yet we get this letter from the district that, it's with, that expresses so much appreciation for our work, for all we do. Do you really mean it from your heart? Because you don't show it. It's, and then to not have, to have no raise for 5 years. Now the soonest we can even get a penny of that is August? Wait a minute here. So you can't even enjoy your summer if you were happy to get that raise. You got to wait until, we have to go back to work in August. So much for that. And you appreciate all we do? We're still suffering through this. Now, one other factor is those of you teachers who are at year 15 with this medical benefit stuff. Next year, we're fine. Nobody pays a penny. The year after, it's time where we start paying on the cap. Oh, well, we're adjusting to that. We have a new raise now, so we're fine. But by that, and it's also the same year when you're going to begin with your new negotiations. Well, Brawley, El Centro, they have a 2-year. You're going to be stuck for another 5 years without a contract like we have now. And you're going to be paying for your insurance year after year after year with no settlement. Be aware of that, because they've done it to us just now and given last year's teacher and the year before an 8% increase, but that 17 isn't until next year. It should be the other way around, if anything. I've never felt so disgusted and angry about teaching in Calexico with a group of board members like you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. The 3, Ricky Guzman.
Ricky Guzman, negotiator, teacher at the high school. So this is my 16th year in the district, and everyone's talking about 5 years. But the fact I've been here 16 years, before these 5 years, it took 10 years to get a contract before that. So I'll tell you one thing, the negotiating team we have right now is not going to wait 5 years. Okay? There's been a lot of mistakes, and it's a big mess. And it's easy to say that because when you have to put 17% for any type of bargaining unit in any form of employment, it just goes to show, okay, what a crap show's been going on. A lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad hires, mainly at the top. Okay, let's start with John Pearl, the guy you guys pulled in to seal the deal. Okay, and I'm going to comment on something that Mr. Thurman wrote today in his email just after midday. The genuine commitment to the fact-finding process. Well, you know what that genuine commitment was? It was a neutral and the CEO of school services, not just some guy he assigned. The actual CEO of school services needed to be there, okay? And that's where our good faith met your good faith, by bringing a neutral whose comment was, why'd you wait 2 years when you guys did nothing? Another one was, and don't take this personally, never confuse incompetence with evil, but what they did to you was flat out wrong. Okay? I have I have a list of one-liners I could give, but I'd probably bore everybody. This is so long. Okay? 6 years is a record, all that good stuff. I'll tell you, CEO even said it. I don't even think I want to be associated with this deal finishing. That's how embarrassing it was. Comments like that. Okay? So pretty much, we were forced to eat crow for these last 5 years. Okay? And what's funny is, back in October 13th, I remember Mr. Pearl giving our negotiator, Carlos Montaño, it is your obligation to get us dates, and more than one date, so we can get this done. Fact-finding should have happened in March. But when it was turned for you guys to give us dates, you just dragged your feet. You dragged your feet and you played this game, and that's all right, because now we know the game, okay? You guys waited us out, and you're still trying to get your ducks in order. As Mr. Nelson just said, you can't even get us payment, hopefully by August, right? So it just kind of boggles my mind that, Mr. Romero, you work with numbers. You control a city with numbers. You deal with taxes. You've been part of a bargaining unit before, and you guys had to go outside to get someone rather than take the initiatives yourselves. Okay, and you know what? We understand that no one's going to be happy. It's a tough thing. Negotiating is a tough thing. Okay, but it just sucks that we have people with mathematical backgrounds, but you guys were labeled as math magicians, okay, by outside entities. Okay, so another thing I'll talk about, perhaps there needs some intervention. We have intervention issues at the high school. All right, there's been kids running crazy out there.
Just to be advised, he got 2 more speakers, so he has a total of 6 more minutes.
All right, thank you. There's kids running crazy. You know why? Because we worry about intervention. There's lack of consequences. Guess what? Most of those kids have been expelled. Our school has a better mood, and it's functioning the way it should. So sometimes, maybe you guys need to take note on stop the intervention. Let's start eliminating some people. Start handing out some real consequences. Okay? Because it forces others to do their job. Now, I know some people are a little bit not happy with the deal, but at the end of the day, I joined this team a little bit late, but their first deal, less than a year ago, was 2%, 2%, and 2% in these last 3 years with a $10,000 cap. Okay? So I applaud my negotiating team and the foundation they set since the get-go, because you know what? Sometimes asking questions around here gets you in trouble. Okay, asking questions around here gets you in trouble. But there's another comment I'll make, and they said it. You can't get blood from an attorney, you can't get blood from a rock, and in this case, you can't get blood from any board members either. Okay, because that's what it felt like until we actually had the CEO of school services in the same room as us. Okay, so I'll be honest, I was the one that said, nah, screw it, let's strike. Because the only thing that hurts anybody here is bad press. You guys don't care about anything aside your name being in a newspaper, on a poster, or somewhere else. Okay, but at the end of the day, we did what we thought was best for our unit. Okay, and I'll tell you one thing, 17% 1 year, I think we know who the backbone of this district is. So I guess my last thing is, as she's holding that sign there, we don't need an attorney. At the end of the day, it's going to lead, at the very end, to a fact finder and a neutral. Should we get here? We don't need to go this far. Okay, but that attorney had none of your vested interest, nor our vested interest, nor this community's vested interest, nor the kids' vested interest. So if you guys think I'm out here poking at you guys, no, we were there. Some 30 plus days out of our classroom dealing with the same crap over and over and over again. It doesn't need to get this far. You know what? I'm an outsider. I'm not from Calexico. I wasn't born here, but I'm a bulldog at heart. My 2 kids went to other high schools. I don't own a shirt. I am a bulldog at heart. And being around this negotiating team and seeing the frustration from most of these teachers, it boils my blood a little bit. It really does. Because it took me a long time to understand that dealing with the kids of Calexico, this is a very unique community. And putting all your faith and money for a deal into an outsider's hands, it's just not the way to go. Okay? And I understand it. I told him, hey, at the end of the day, it's going to be like buying a house and buying a car. After you sign, that's just the way it is. okay? But at the end of the day, we do everything with one thing in mind, okay? That is our students, our community, and everyone who puts on a Bulldog hat, Bulldog shirt, and so forth. Okay? So, like I said, thank you for your time, and I thank all the members here today. It was tough. It was tough, but like I said, for us, it's not over. We started playing checkers. Now we're playing chess, and it's getting fun for us. And we're going to keep asking questions, and we're going to be like hawks. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guzman. John Kim. John Kim.
Good evening, board members, and the teachers, and the public, and parents. Today is no students. Okay, I'm proud of your board members and school district administrations, because you guys pulled so long, and then people got busy, they got complicated with their personal business, they're not much be able to come here today. So I'm proud of your strategies, and I believe you guys are very smart to how to screw our kids and our school district, our parents. This is our future. Our future of the Calexico is coming from this education, but it is not coming from there. And look at the lawyer. When I was going into the school board, they hired the lawyer, they start hiring the lawyer to help the school board member doesn't speak English. And since then, they just easy on it, and they use the lawyers, all the problems. So, what is you guys very well understanding English? I believe our teachers fail to teach our board members and math and English. They see the number, they read, they talking, but where is it? Is anybody ever saw it? For the children? For the community? Appreciation for the teachers, employees? Where is it? They're only squeezing them. So they're smart. Not knowing English, not knowing the math. And you know how many COLAs you guys owe to the teachers? 30%. All 8 years of calculating, 30% you guys owe them. And you guys not going to do it. And I believe that Mr. Tolman, his work for the Kenyan Association is conflict of interest. Isn't it? Our contractor come here to running our business right now. Think about it. There's lots of issues there. Please, save for you guys save. It's an election coming. So you're going to looking for the teachers? You're going to looking for the parents to get the vote? Are you going to say, oh, I didn't know English, I didn't understand English? I failed to calculating the numbers? Please, do for our children, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Kim. I think we have one more public comment.
This public comment is from Sonia Redona, CSCA Chapter Number 399, President. Good evening, Board, Superintendent Thurman, and everyone attending this meeting physically and via YouTube. I wish I was able to be here in person for this public comment, but I have family commitments that prevent me from doing so. I would like to thank President Lorenzo Calderon Jr. and the rest of the trustees for their commitment to classified employees and for having approved the tentative agreement during the special meeting. That agreement had been long overdue. Thank you once again for your support. Now is a time for being thankful, grateful, and supportive of each other. Our classified membership is very happy. We have attractive salary schedules. I think we can start moving in a good direction, and I look forward to years to come.
Thank you. C, announcement of convening to closed session. Amy?